In this video, we have the top 10 stock news of the day to help you save time, help save the world, and make you wealthy. Coming right up. Hi Raylinaires, welcome back to the channel. If you like what you see in this, please give a like and subscribe to this video. We will get right into the juicy news articles for your daily scoop of what's happening in the stocks. As you know, this is Supergirl Investor here, with the stocks that will save the world and make you wealthy while doing it. So let's get started. Also, just as a reminder, if you want to skip to your favorite stocks, I have the timestamps below, so you can just click on whichever is your favorite stock. This is really meant to help those people who are really busy. They just don't really have a lot of time to keep up to date with everything. And to not waste anyone's time, we are going to start with the hottest stock on the market right now, which is, as you very well know, Bionanogenomics, ticker symbol BNGO, and they have two upcoming major catalysts this week alone. Now remember, the symposium actually did 80% for the stock price. The share price actually went 80% higher that week when they were doing the symposium. So this week they have on January 26th at 6:30 a.m., which is pre-market, the Festival of Genomics and Biodata, which is the next generation cytogenomics. This is definitely one that you need to be on the lookout for. The stock probably will rise, and this is because they're so confident in their Sapphire product. In this webinar, there are many top players that are speaking at this as well. And I'm talking about Illuminar, I'm talking about TRXC, I'm talking about Thermo Fisher, and NanoString. So it's definitely one to keep on your watch list. And if you're able to see it, definitely do that because it's going to be chock full of information. Catalyst number 2 is going to be on Thursday, January 28th at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for a webinar on detecting genetic markers in pediatric leukemias with Dr. Raka. And again, this is for the Sapphire products that they have. They said that they can detect very rare cases of leukemia. So we will see what's on their horizon for them as far as that goes, as far as special cases go. So be on the lookout for those two catalysts. Now, an article was just published by the Motley Fool, which raised one of the analyst price targets from $2 to $14. So if you were wondering why there was a spike on Friday, that's exactly why. TipRanks does say that Jason McCarthy from Maxim Group, who was the analyst who made that price target, he actually deals with a lot of the genomic sector, and he's very successful with what he does. So he's definitely a person who knows what they're doing. I normally look at buy ratings for this stock, and he has it at a buy. So it's a good sign for this stock. Now, one thing I do want to mention about Bionanogenomics, I am a bull on this one. I think that it shows really great progress. I think that it can do very well in the long term. It did announce a public offering, which means that it was not a direct offering, which means they're trying to still find people to invest in their company. Very private institutions to invest in their company. They're looking for more people to do that. However, the stock price did rise on Friday despite this public offering, which is a very good sign. It's a very good bullish trend. They also announced that they're excited to see that their study was published, which is really great news. The Sapphire's unique capability in resolving extremely complex structural variants that can cause common genetic disorders called microdeletion syndromes was published in Genetics. And as you know, these long structural variants that they're talking about are the long repetitive DNA elements whose paralogs share a high level of sequence similarity with one another. So they're basically just repetitive DNAs that are similar to one another. We like to see that it's published. We love to see that Bionanogenomics is really great. They're really taking on Tesla's business model, which is being on Twitter, helping the public understand what this stock is about, because it is very complex, and I think that's going to help them a lot in the long run. Number 2, we have to talk about clean energy, and that is with CleanSpark, ticker symbol CLSK. Whew, they have been in the news recently, and it has not been the best news. Now, this stock has been beaten down hard due to a very negative review from a short seller named Culper. Now, the company CleanSpark did not respond for 4 days, but on Friday they did respond, sending the stock up about 9%. Excuse me, it was actually 13% after hours. Around 13-14%. So a lot of people have been going back and forth with them via email, and they actually have a really good response rate. So if you need to know anything about the company, send them an email. They'll get back to you right away. Basically, they were saying that all of these claims were false, that they don't know where they got this report from, and that they would seek legal action for these blatant lies, essentially. So CleanSpark responds to false short seller report as stock tumbles for a 5th straight day. The energy software and control technology company said it has become aware of a short seller's report that made false allegations against it and its officers. Basically, in Culper's report, they were saying that they have a $0 valuation on the whole company because the whole company is basically a scam and the CEOs cannot be trusted. The 5-day losing streak in which the stock tumbled 34% based off of a short seller's report started on January 14th, the same day Culper Research released a report saying it believed CleanSpark is an inside enricher scheme that allegedly vastly overstated or simply fabricated key elements of its business. Wow. CleanSpark said it retained a law firm and will be vigilant in investigating the source of the misrepresentations. CleanSpark takes seriously any accusations of impropriety, stands behind its prior statements and disclosures, and will not tolerate unfounded and reckless claims against the company. CleanSpark said in a statement, the company will vigorously and relentlessly defend itself. Now, just so you're aware, CleanSpark has risen over 189%, making it a very easy target for short sellers to do this. Let me remind you that short sellers are there to profit from shorting a stock. So essentially, when it goes down, they profit from it. So they profited very well this week from CleanSpark, and if these allegations are false, which is pending, and we will see in the next coming weeks what comes of that, I think it's just really great that the CEO is coming forward and saying, hey, these allegations are false, we're getting into it. I'm glad that they're responding, because a lot of people were worried that they weren't going to respond, sending the stock down a little bit more. Number 3, we have another genomic stock. It's called Editas. Now, the reason this is in the news is because there was an offering for $66 per share. However, the company was down 12% to $63 per share after the company priced an unwritten offer of $3.5 million per share of common stock. The company said it expects to see proceeds from the offering of $231 million. Editas has granted the underwriters a 30-day option to purchase up to additional 500,000 shares. So the offering is expected to close on January 25th. So that's another potential catalyst. A lot of people are saying that Editas is very undervalued right now, especially during the offering. So this is a potential really good dip to buy in pre-market on Monday. And now, why I'm bullish on this company, this was on January 11th. Editas, a leading genome editing company, today announced the FDA has cleared the initiation of the safety phase of the company's EDIT 301 clinical trial, and the company can begin dosing patients. The company is required to develop and submit to the FDA an improved potency assay prior to enrolling the efficacy phase of the RUBY trial. EDIT 301 is an experiment ex vivo gene editing cell medicine in development for the treatment of sickle cell disease. Previously, the company received rare pediatric disease designation from the FDA for EDIT 301. EDIT 301 is the first experimental medicine in development generated using CRISPR-Cas12a gene editing. So right now, basically, it was FDA approved to help with sickle cell disease. Stock number 4, and I know it's on everybody's mind, is Palantir. ARK Invest recently made a small position for Palantir in their investing portfolio. They also talked about it for about 5 minutes on their update in their webinar update for their Q4 2020 results. Basically, what they were saying is that they have a very unique cloud software company, which comprises of a unique Gotham and Foundry products. They're expecting the cloud software company to be about $80 billion, and what separates Palantir from all of the other cloud software platforms is that they have a unique niche in the government sector, and they believe that they will be leaders in the cloud software space for the government, which is about a 30% stake in the whole market. So if they're going to be a leader in that, then ARK Invest definitely wants a little piece of their company. An upcoming catalyst for Palantir, which should be really good, is Palantir's demo day. It's going to be the first one on January 26th at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. This video I just made in regards to its demo day, and we went in depth to the other 2 potential catalysts, one bad, one good, that will make this stock soar or be able to buy on the dip. I think it's a great long-term hold. Demo day marks the first time Palantir is demoing the latest developments to its software platforms Foundry and Gotham to the general public. The demos will include examples of how Palantir's commercial and government consumers, including manufacturers, defense agencies, and others, use its software. The event will also highlight Palantir's modular strategy, which including the announcement and demonstration of new software models such as SDDI, software-defined data integration, to integrate with dozens of ERP systems in days, low-code, no-code environments to deploy operational applications in hours, archetypes to start business with use cases in a few clicks, making it much faster, AI-enabled mission command to support US and allied nations in planning and executing missions. Palantir will also discuss its latest developments on Apollo, the company's continuous delivery and infrastructure platform. Apollo ensures Foundry and Gotham can be used by customers in any environment. In Q4 2020, Apollo managed 150,000 upgrades per week across environments, up from 40,000 upgrades per week in Q2 2020. Now, you do need to register for this in advance, and in my previous video, I did provide a link below for that. I will provide one for that as well. I think if they have a great demo day, the stock will go up, so just watch out for that. Number 5, we have one of the absolute most undervalued stocks that I've seen in a while. Now, this one is on ARKG's portfolio, and I have been following it religiously for quite some time now. It's in the biotech space as well, and there's been some news, but it seems to want to crawl up a little slower than most of the genomic stocks. I talked about this in a previous video, but this is Takeda Pharmaceuticals. And this is number 5. I love it because it's partnered with Moderna, but it's also a genomic stock. So we have the big news that came out that Moderna's partner Takeda Pharmaceutical announced that it has dosed the first participant in a phase 1/2 study with Moderna's based COVID-19 vaccine candidate mRNA 1273 in Japan. So they just dosed the first participant in study in phase 1 and 2. The study is being led by Japan's Takeda, whose development code for the COVID-19 vaccine candidate is TAC919. They're using placebos versus the Takeda drug. The study will evaluate the safety of 2 shots of mRNA 1273 administered at an interval of 28 days. Notably, upon potential licensure in Japan per an agreement, Takeda will import and distribute 50 million doses of mRNA 1273 starting in the first half of 2021. How amazing is that? Shares of Moderna have skyrocketed 519% in the past year compared with the industry's increase of 14.9%. Now that is major. Now let's think about this from an investing standpoint, because ARK Invest has invested in this company for the past week. Literally every single day. They have purchased this stock, and they purchased over 1.6 million shares this week alone. So think about it. Moderna has about a 500% increase. Imagine what Takeda's going to do once people find out about it, if the potential phase 1, phase 2 trials actually work. If they're able to test and distribute these vaccines within 2021. This could be amazing for the stock, especially seeing the growth of Moderna. Now we can see the growth in Takeda. We note that Moderna tasted a major success when it received approval for emergency use of mRNA 1273, its sole commercial product, in December last year in the United States. So let's see if that happens in Japan as well. This was followed by a similar authorization in Canada, Europe, the United Kingdom, Israel, and Switzerland. The vaccine is under review in other countries. Notably, Moderna started development of mRNA 1273 in the beginning of 2020 following the coronavirus outbreak. Several millions of doses of the vaccine candidate have already been administered in the US. The company is expected to generate billions in revenues in 2021 from the sale of its coronavirus vaccine. As I said, that's just amazing. Now, there's a lot of competitors in this space, but I don't think Takeda has been in the limelight yet. It had a price set at $17. The price is now at $18, which is pretty good, but I think it still has a lot of room to grow. Number 6, we have one of my favorite stocks as well. I feel like I'm saying this about all of them. This is Foresight, basically a technology company based on ADAS, which is the design, development, and commercialization of 3D multi-camera based advanced driver assistance systems. So basically it's for a car to be more intelligent. The company develops advanced systems for accident prevention in the automotive industry. Its systems are designed to provide real-time information about the vehicle surroundings while in motion. And this just in for the news, because I know a lot of people have just become aware of this due to Mark Cuban, the rumors revolving around Mark Cuban. Foresight Autonomous files for stock shelf of up to $180 million of ADSS. And this basically allows a company to register a new issue with SEC, but allowing for a 3-year period to actually sell the offering instead of all at once. Companies maintain any unissued shares as treasury stock, where they remain on the shelf until offered for public sale. So basically for the next 3 years, Foresight Autonomous can have any offerings they want for $300 million. It's on the shelf right now. They don't have to do this, but if they want to raise more capital, they can do this at any time without filing for anything else. So just be on the lookout for a potential pullback from the shelf offering, because now we're aware that they want to potentially do an offering, which I do think is smart. Normally when stocks go up very fast, very quickly, that's when companies like to raise their price per share in an offering, which gives the company more long-term growth. And I think that's really innovative. I think that's a really good strategy, but it does make the price go a little bit lower for shareholders in the short term. So just be on the lookout for that. Next, we have stock number 7. This is Trendcentrix, ticker symbol TRXC. This stock rose 17% on Friday, and here is the news for this one. So we had a few major catalysts that happened specifically on January 14th, where they closed a $31.25 million registered direct offering of common stock. So again, that shows that the stock is good for long-term growth. It means that they're raising capital and able to raise capital. Now, this is a direct offering, not a public offering, which means that there's a lot of long-term institutions and long-term private investors that are looking at this company. Also, on January 19th, Trendcentrix received a CE mark for machine vision systems in robotic surgery. Now, this is a medical device company that is digitizing the interface between the surgeon and the patient to improve minimally invasive surgery. Today announced the company received CE mark approval for the Intelligent Surgical Unit, ISU, that enables machine vision capabilities on the SenseHance surgical system. This approval will provide SenseHance digital laparoscopic programs in Europe access to this new technology, ushering them to the forefront of surgical innovation utilizing augmented intelligence. Augmented intelligence powered by machine vision will be one of the primary drivers in transforming surgery to enhance the capabilities of surgeons. We have already successfully implemented augmented intelligence AI in the US with the SenseHance system after receiving FDA clearance last year. We are pleased to expand this important capability to our broader global user base. Now, for those of you who don't know what a CE mark is, that's basically the precursor to an FDA approval. So, a major catalyst will be an FDA approval for this system. Now, that could happen in a few months, that could happen in the next quarter, we're not very sure, but having a CE mark is the first step to that. So be on the lookout for the FDA clearance. For the first time in surgery, the ISU's machine vision capabilities provide the ability to recognize certain objects and locations in the surgical field. This new capability enhances visualization and camera control over currently available surgical technologies and provides the foundation for additional augmented intelligence capabilities. Additionally, the ISU improves surgical team collaboration by seamlessly sharing the surgeon's console view in real time across the entire operating room. Future augmented intelligence features may include 3D point-to-point measurement and anatomical structure identification, further enhancing the digital laparoscopic experience with SenseHance. The shares spiked essentially because they were granted a U.S. patent under the title Endoscopic Control and Maneuvering System in at least 2 degrees of freedom. So basically, what is going to happen on Monday or pre-market is a lot of news articles are going to talk about this as well. So just expect that catalyst to be there as well on Monday as something that's good and possibly will raise the price of the shares. Number 8, we have an extremely risky but an extremely rewarding stock called BIOL. Now, BIOL just had some news. This is ticker symbol BIOL. For those of you who are wondering about the reverse split, it was not split. There was no reverse split. the meeting yesterday, there were not enough votes and it was denied. Another meeting could be scheduled for mid-February to possibly vote again if the share price doesn't meet compliance before then. So BIOL is not in compliance right now with the NASDAQ. Yesterday was day 3 of 10 to have the share price over $1. It must remain over $1 for the next 7 days to be in NASDAQ compliance, which of course would be an upcoming catalyst. This is a medical device or medical technology company of sorts. In particular, BIOL develops dental lasers. Pretty cool, right? This month, the company expanded its laser adoption in dental offices through an agreement with Dental Care Alliance, which is huge. Like, this penny stock that's a very big alliance to have. This is one of the largest dental support organizations in the US. Yep. It has more than 330 affiliated practices in 20 states. According to BIOL, the company expects the agreement to lead to a rollout across all Dental Care Alliance's offices in 2021. With this advancement, the market has woken up significantly over the last few weeks. Since the beginning of 2021, BIOL stock has jumped as much as 237%. Now, this is still a penny stock. It's still a great stock to get in. I say that there's a lot of risk because of the NASDAQ compliance. They could get delisted. However, because they are not doing a reverse split, they can get another meeting for that. And if worse comes to worse, they will just get a company to buy them if they are not NASDAQ compliant, because I see a huge potential with this stock, especially if it's going to be in this alliance. It's a very early stage company, but I think it has a lot of potential. Now, with this reverse split news that it did not occur, they'll just wait for another meeting if they need to, or if within the 7 days they do become compliant, then they don't need to worry about that anymore. Number 9, we're seeing a trend in rumors, specifically with, and no, I'm not talking about CCIV, although I will put that in another video if you want to learn a little bit more about it and learn why I'm so bullish on this stock. But it is actually ticker symbol IPOF. What is it? Nobody knows. Or do they? IPOF is a blank check company without a target as of yet, and its shares are up almost 32% because of the rumor of Chamath. Typically, SPACs trade flat following initial public offerings until a deal announcement comes to fruition. That's the standard. However, IPOF is being bid up for a simple reason: because of Chamath. The aforementioned Clover Health was the 5th company to go public through one of his SPACs. Translation: Chamath SPACs get deals done, and markets are clearing pricing in that reputation with IPOF stock. So basically, we don't know what this stock is, but Chamath has been leaving a few clues. And in this news, he said, "I'm finalizing an investment in," and will be leading their pipe, so it will soon be public. Best SaaS company I've ever invested in, and as a public company, it will comp per the table and chart below. 1-pager to come soon. And he's basically just like hyping this up because he said on Thursday that he will announce it tomorrow before market opening, and then I guess a lot of people were saying that he slept in because he did not announce it. And then he posted another Twitter that was just a guy singing about patience. So IPOF is a billion $SPAC. So it's more than iPod, it's more than IPOE, and Chamath has just been coming out with a lot of them. Hopefully we will hear what the SPAC is going to be. But I just wanted to give you a little bit about how the stock prices are rising based on rumor. It's your typical buy the rumor, sell the news, but this could be a win-win situation because Chamath usually has really great companies. So if you buy the rumor turns out to be incredible, very good, which it probably will be because we're backing the person who created the SPAC, then there's a lot of potential with this stock. So I would say to buy in early and wait for his announcement, or if you're less risk adverse, to just wait for his announcement. There will be a sell-off, absolutely, because it has gone up so much, and then just ride it out afterwards. And the last stock that we have is on number 10 on the news is Boeing. Boeing actually has earning reports for Q4 2020 before the bell on Wednesday. It's estimated that the earnings per share are going to be $1.60. Now, be ready for a not so great earnings report just because of the pandemic. It hasn't been very good for Boeing, to say the least. So the 737 MAX is now airborne and it's getting passengers ready for that. So it's potentially on the rebound. So just get ready for a zero to hero type move there. And I also wanted to talk about the Boeing company said on Friday it will begin delivering commercial airplanes capable of flying on 100% biofuel by the end of the decade, calling reducing environmental damage from fossil fuels the challenge of our time. So they're facing this head on. Boeing's goal, which requires advances to jet systems, raising fuel blending requirements, and safety certification by global regulators, is central to a broader industry target of slashing carbon emissions in half by 2050, the U.S. plane maker said. So this is great for EVs. It's great for cleaner energy. It's great for the environment, which is what Biden would like. So I think it has a good catalyst moving forward with Biden's plans. Of course, if you liked what you saw here, please leave a big like and subscribe and comment and let me know below what stocks you would like me to talk about on the daily stock news. And please let me know if you have any questions or other comments. I love each and every one of you. Go out, go save the world, go make a lot of money and be wealthy so the next generation will thank you.